I grew up on airplanes. I'm a daughter of a pilot. And I'm going to pause for a minute because I always ask people this. How many of you immediately thought that the pilot was my father? A large part of the audience would say that, right? But the pilot was actually my mother. 1957 is when she got her license. It's 2015 today. And even today, when people talk about women being in the aviation business, what do you think about, right?
And what steps can be taken to challenge those stereotypes?
I think that's a great question. Even in today's age, I mean, we are in 2015, but even now, I think when most women tell others what they do in terms of work for the airline business, the assumption is that they are either working at a call center answering phones or they're a flight attendant. So we are constantly battling this perception. And what we're trying to do is really build the awareness that women are serving multiple roles across the world of aviation. We have, pilots, we have engineers, technicians, ramp agents. We have women serving so many roles. And that is kind of what we're trying to really promote and modify the perception that people have and really build upon the aspect that there are many career opportunities for women.
And can you give me a couple of examples of activities that you feel have been particularly high impact in terms of their positive influence that they've had?
So there are two that come to my mind immediately. One is our focus has been on skill development. Women, a lot of us go through school and college and we get all the academic skills. But a lot of it is the other skills such as negotiating, such as being confident. And what we have been doing is really focusing on those skill developments through various classes and specific sessions we've held for many of our members of U-Impact at United. The second aspect is we have been consciously working towards helping facilitate a network opportunity for our members. And that, is through the fishbowl concept, which is every time we hold an event or we have a speaker come in, we always have the fishbowl sitting at the entrance of our meeting rooms. Everyone's required to throw their business card in, and when they leave, they pick up a card, and whoever's card they pick up, they reach out to that person to engage in a session, a lunch meeting or a coffee session. And it's such a simple concept, but it has been probably the most effective ways we have been able to build upon our network and expand the network for our women.
What responsibility as well as opportunity do you feel you have as a senior female executive to really continue to move the agenda forward and support the advancement of women?
One of the things that I do is as I'm on the road, I'm constantly talking and engaging with women that I'm meeting that work for United at the airports or in our different areas such as the maintenance space, and working to try and understand what is it that they need help with. And then when we come back into headquarters, kind of talking about how can we facilitate and how can we provide them with the help. From what we just saw in the session, the video that we showed you about our all-women aircraft flight, the 100 women that attended that flight, each one of them, if you had to reach out to them today, they would tell you that they were so moved and motivated by the recognition that they got and the awareness that they have now that how we need to focus as a group, as a company, promoting the work of women. Everyone's paying it forward. So many of those women have reached out to me via emails and phones and messages telling me about the things that they are doing in their respective areas to pass the message forward and pay it forward.
If you reach out and inspire women, they will pick up the baton and run with it. And I think the momentum builds, it accelerates.
And part of our focus is, not just trying to promote the women within United, but it's within the world of our business world. We also are doing a lot to give back to our communities. For example, because we believe there's also a social obligation that we have. So we have partnered with different organizations. One of the organizations that we've also been trying to work with in Chicago is called Step Up. So where we're mentoring young teenage girls from underprivileged resources to encourage them to stay in school, mentor them, and kind of build upon that, because our focus is on a global scale, also on a larger scale. It's above and beyond just us, it's about women in general.
Now, upon your younger self, what advice would you have given yourself?
One thing I always say to myself is I ended up spending a fair amount of my career in one particular group, one particular department. And I was fortunate that I was able to just constantly keep moving up. But the advice I give today is, to a lot of the girls, is don't do what I did. Because ultimately you're better off building a stronger resume by diversifying your skills.
Absolutely.
So one of our themes actually for 2015 coming in, so each year we're coming up with a theme for our women. In 2015 when we launched and did our first membership meeting, our theme was Be Bold. On that day we told everyone, come wearing red, because red's a bold color and that's going to be our theme. And over the course of the year now, so many women again have come back and said, you know what, thanks to that, it was a simple message of be bold. But they said because of that, I explored a group that I never would have thought about applying to. I do say, coming back to your question, I wish someone had told me that 20 years ago, when I was starting out, to say, be bold, explore.
British American Business is proud of its work and commitment to the Women's Forum, but there is still lots to do and lots to say. Join us to help make a real change.